Shabbat Shalom, almost, and welcome to 40 Days Until a Better You. Today we begin a new theme of patience, and the text I want to look at is Exodus chapter 3, verses 1 through 4. So Moses flees from Egypt, and he becomes a shepherd for the priest of Midian, who will later become his father-in-law. Well, let's read the text. Now Moses, tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian, drove the flock into the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. An angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire out of a bush. He gazed, and there was a bush all aflame, yet the bush was not consumed. Moses said, "I must turn aside to look at this marvelous sight. Why doesn't the bush burn up?" When the Lord saw that he had turned aside to look, God called to him out of the bush, "Moses, Moses." He answered, "Hineni, here I am." What I love about this story is Moses' curiosity. He wants to investigate, why isn't this bush burning up? But what's remarkable about that is Moses doesn't just see a bush on fire. He sits around, he has patience, he waits, he pays attention to details and says, wait a second, this bush isn't being consumed. It's not producing ash, and it can burn indefinitely. What is going on here? And it's at that moment when he goes to investigate, right, having recognized that's not just a bush on fire, but a bush that's not being consumed, that God calls out to him and says, "Moses, Moses." Right? Perhaps God isn't just looking for somebody who could see the big flashy neon signs. Perhaps God is looking for somebody who can pay attention to the details, someone who's really able to wait a little bit and not just be caught up in the hustle and bustle of their jobs and of life. As we head into the high holidays, we very much are caught up in the hustle and bustle of our lives. Right? There's so much to do. Our rhythms and routines have changed. We are trying to keep track of different types of responsibilities. And it's very easy to not give the time to really appreciate or really stop and not just smell the roses, but just look around us and be present in the moment. And maybe it's that attention to detail that Moses has, that patience, that he has to slow down and be able to be in that moment. That's the moment, the leadership quality that God is looking for. I think that we can learn from Moses and that we can slow down and really appreciate details. I think we can pay attention to things we might have missed otherwise. Maybe I'll actually be able to find the ketchup in the fridge. It's right in front of my nose if I gave it a little more time. But more importantly, if we slow down, maybe we can have more opportunities to pay attention to the people around us and to pick up on clues that we might not just see at a first glance. Perhaps we can see things deeper than just bushes being on fire, but rather we can see the underlying feelings and the things that are left unsaid if we give it enough time and have the patience to uncover it. There are 8 days until Rosh Hashanah, 17 days till Yom Kippur, 18 days until a better you. Let's make every day count.